So we teach people how to feel, to just relax and notice what's going on in their body. And that aspect that doesn't feel good, only in this moment, because we realize the only thing that is true, the past is gone, the future is always coming, the future never comes. And these are basically this interpretation based on our dictionaries. The future never comes. So the only thing that is real is this moment. So we address only in this moment what people are feeling. So that's one way we teach you to focus. Because they always tell you, Johnny, focus on eating, focus on the lesson, but nobody taught us how to focus. So this is how we teach people to focus. Then in that focus, we resolve these burdens. And
how do you resolve the burdens though? What does that feel like? As you said, we should feel our way through life. What does that feel like?
Okay, so in a moment in time when we start to feel, there are always events that we are basically ignoring because it is intense a lot of the time. But when we operate we operate in a sacred space where, a lot of things, as Einstein would say, if nothing happens by doing the same thing over and over. So we access, so the mind cannot fix anything because most of the issues that in life, it is caused by the mind. But there's a higher frequency that we would have to access, higher intelligence, to resolve these things. So through my searching and clearing and resolving, I'm at a place where I understand and can access based on these clearings, because, and I basically prove this with myself and prove this to others. That way, in that sacred space, we are going to, when you have your feel, then you're going to start experiencing what doesn't feel good in this moment, and that issue. Most of the time, what is affecting our current lives, we realize in an experience that when we ask you, when we direct you, there are some events that pop up, that bubbles up in our life, and in this sacred place, in a twinkle of an eye, we resolve it.
Interesting. So I understand what you mean when you say ancestral resolve. It's dealing with traumas, past hurts, things that happened to us in our childhood, that boy that you liked when you were maybe maybe not 2 years old, but 6, 7, or maybe in high school that you liked but never liked you. So you experienced rejection as a result of that experience. And that one rejection, you carried that through to teenager, you carry that through to adulthood. Now you're in your 30s, 40s, and you're still dealing with rejection, right? So
Yeah.
that's what you call the fragment. It's that perspective that came from that experience,
And
that's causing you to basically not enjoy life in the present moment.
yes, and when we really pay attention, and as I we don't have to look far, we realize that we keep, even in broken relationships, we keep like having the same different partners, but the same problem, the same exact problem, because that interpretation, that rejection, we don't realize that we are in basically, you would call it manifested or invited it into our life. So we come in this situation where we start having boyfriends at 16, or we felt rejected at 16. And sometimes these things come from the lineage as well.
Right, because I was going to ask you, like, is there a similarity with what we would call ancestral curses?
Yes, they call some of these curses, but it's really the hurts and wrongs. And as I said, our souls have had different experiences. So if our souls have had different experiences, and we are here now and we are having issues, and there are certain things that we call unhealthy coping that people, settle, and and say, this is the best that life can be. They're really settled because they don't realize that. And some people don't believe in certain things, and that's okay. But in my experience, I have realized I've gone through, I've done different modalities, African spirituality, and realize and understand. And some of these things kind of sound a little out there, but a lot of times it's very simple but profound. So it's really um ignorance or fear, and these things are too big hindrance in our lives. When we hear a lot of things because we don't understand, we demonize it. Now I've gone through lens of understanding, and it goes through my fears of hearing that all kind of things, and I face them, and I come to realize that these are some simple things that just needs to be resolved and addressed. Well, there are different versions of us that needs to be, that little girl, that little boy who was affected, just needs to be validated and resolved. Resolution, which means to become whole again.
Wow. Amazing stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, this is the launch of Mr. Rohan Clarke. We're speaking to Mr. Rohan Clarke, and he's launching his Ancestral Resolve practice in Jamaica, the first of its kind in Jamaica. So, this is a big deal. Jamaica, we're always making major moves. So, he's definitely here to help Jamaican people, and he's telling us about his Ancestral Resolve practice. Now, Rohan, for those of us in Jamaica who may be a little bit, skeptical. Can you tell us the origins of Ancestral Resolve? Where exactly did it come from? And are there parallels with Ancestral Resolve and any of our cultural practices?
Well, ancestral resolve is it's a simple thing. It's involving the creator, the source of all that is, and forgiveness. As I say, we feel that we have forgiven, and these unforgiveness, like as we spoke about, that person that we interpreted, and somebody who don't realize, because somebody doesn't like us. In Jamaica they say every hoe of them stick a bush, so to speak. So everybody really has a choice for who they like. So not because somebody doesn't like us, it means that we're any less or not beautiful or anything, any association of negative. It's really a choice. So when we experience this, and because somebody say or somebody don't share the interest that one has, we interpret that as something is wrong with me, and that we haven't forgiven that individual that we interpreted, because really and truly an individual has the right to say, I love you or I like you, but I'm not interested in a romantic relationship. You understand? So it is not that they did anything wrong, but it doesn't stop the person on the other